Today's heading is Kirchhoff's laws. Kirchhoff laws of electric circuits. Kirchhoff's laws of electric circuits. This is an important topic. Kirchhoff's gave two laws of electric circuits. First law is called junction law or junction rule. Here in short we write here KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law we write here KCL. Okay, first you understand what is junction law and then we will be discussing for the second law. What is junction law? Junction law states that the algebraic sum, you can write it down, the algebraic ALGEBRAIC, the algebraic sum of all currents, at a junction is the meeting point, at a junction is zero. Therefore we can write, therefore sum of algebraic sum of all the summation I equal to 0. This is called junction law, or this is also called Kirchhoff's current law. It is all about the current, sum of all the currents. Then algebraic sum is plus sum and minus sum. Together all the sums will be equal to 0. And immediately write down below junction law and underline junction law. Junction law is the consequence of the law of conservation of charges. Is the consequence of law of conservation of charges. Okay, now how do we apply junction law? So about that you try to understand. Suppose junction is the meeting point. Many currents are meeting at a particular point. Suppose some currents are coming like this, some are going like this. Some are coming here, some are going away, some are coming towards, some are going away like this. So this is I1, this is I2, this is I3, this is I4, this is I5, this is I6. We see all the currents are coming to a particular point. This point is called junction. That is, we are having a junction A. How do we apply this law? The law says sum of all currents should be 0. That means law of conservation of charges, which means charges are neither created nor be destroyed. So whatever charges you supply in the system, from there only we are distributing, and when you put them together we get the same charges back. So here the rule says the current going towards the point, the current approaching towards the point should be taken positive, should be given a positive sign, and the currents which are going away from the point should be given a negative sign. So let us apply this one. Sigma is 0. How do we take this current? I1 is coming towards the point, so positive. Current towards the point is positive, I2. I3 is going away, so write minus I3. This is going away, so plus I4. This is towards, that is plus I5. This is going away, I6 is going away, so minus I6 equal to 0 here. So this is called junction law. If there is some numerical value, like 5 ampere, 2 ampere, 3, all the values are given, so we put all these values here and calculate the value of one unknown. They may give one unknown quantity and we can calculate the value of that quantity. So this is called junction law. Sigma I should be 0. Very often they ask this question. Name the Kirchhoff or state the Kirchhoff law which satisfies or which is the consequence of law of conservation of charges. So we have to say this one, junction law. It is the consequences of law of conservation of charges. Okay, now this junction law we can take it this way also. If you, minus thing, if you say the other side of the 0, it will become plus. That means you can write I1 plus I2 plus I4 plus I5 is equal to I3 plus I6. We can write like this also. In other words, we can take it this way. The current coming towards the point will be equal to the current going away from the point. That is, if you bring this one this side, then all together the total current becomes 0. This is called the junction law. This is the only junction law, sigma I equal to 0. Current towards is equal to current away. That you can just equate and find unknowns out there. So this will happen using the Kirchhoff's junction law. I think we have been using it since lower classes, since class 10 and all. We used to do problems and all. And you may not be knowing that we use junction law. I just give one example here. Suppose we are having a current I over here, and there are two branches, one branch here, another branch here, then they are in parallel. So this current is suppose I1, this current is I2, and there is some more current here, I3. How do we write? From here I only we are distributed, I is equal to I1 plus I2, we write here, I1 plus I2. If there are more branches, we write here, suppose I3 is there, write plus I3. If there is I4, I write I4. The total current I is divided into these parts. So this we have done in the lower class 10, and some days back I had done this one also, how to distribute the current. So this is actually what law we have used. We have used the junction law. So here is the junction law. You can see out here, current towards is equal to current away. They are equal or not? Current towards the point is I, and currents away are I1 and I2. So they are equal. If you take it this way, sigma I equal to 0 way, if you want to take, then you can take current towards the point like I. Current going away from the point will be minus sign I1. This is also going away, minus I2 equal to 0. Minus thing you see the other side, it becomes like this. No, I is equal to I1 plus I2. So we can take it in a simple manner. Current towards will be equal to current away from the point. That is called the junction law or junction rule. So I hope you understood this. Suppose they give a simple problem on this, I'll just show you that. Give a figure like this. Question, they are saying find the values of current x and y. Find the values of current x and y. Question says that x and y are kind of currents, and you have to calculate the value of that. How do you calculate? You take the junction A. You can write for junction A using KCL. KCL is Kirchhoff's current law. We are using. What is Kirchhoff's current law? So sigma I should be 0. Sum of all the currents, or algebraic sum of all the currents at a junction is 0. This is the junction. One junction is A, another junction is B. So for junction A, how do we apply this one? Current towards. Let us take current towards, that is 3 ampere. Current towards, this is 2 ampere. So we can write here 3. I'll change this value. I'll take 3 ampere. So 3 ampere plus this one 3 ampere will be equal to current away. 5 ampere is also going away, and x ampere is also going away. So I write 5 plus x. So 3 plus 3 is 6 minus 5. 6 minus 5 is the value of x. The value of x is coming 1 ampere. That is answer for x. Now I'll take another junction for junction B. Same way for junction B using KCL. If you use Kirchhoff's current law for the junction B, how do we apply? What are the current towards this point? First current is x. I like here x towards. Which is the other current towards? Plus 3 is towards. What are the currents away? 5 is away and y is away. So x value I put. X value is 1 ampere. Put 1 plus 3 is equal to 5 plus y. 4 minus 5. So 4 minus 5 is the value of y. Minus 1 ampere is the value of y. So we will give the answer with the minus sign. Minus sign tells you in actual practice the direction of y should be opposite to the direction as shown in the figure. In a practical situation, in actual situation, the current y direction should be reversed. I mean, it should not be away, it should be rather towards this point. So that is the meaning of minus sign. But if the answer comes with the minus sign, we'll write that answer, but with the minus sign only. So this is the answer. Hope this is simple only and you have understood. How do we apply Kirchhoff's current law or the junction law? Now the second law. See the second law. Law number 2. This is called loop rule or loop law, loop rule. And here we have KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law. First one is current law, Kirchhoff's current law, KCL, and the other one is called KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Voltage is potential difference. Now write down the statement of this first. Right. It states that the algebraic sum. It states that the algebraic sum. It states that the algebraic sum of all potential difference, all PDs, potential differences in a closed or mesh, mesh. In a circuit is zero. In a circuit is zero. Therefore, here we write summation of all the voltages, all potential difference will be zero. That difference, sigma V equal to zero. Sum of all the voltages must be zero. Sigma V should be zero. This law is called Kirchhoff's voltage law or the loop rule, or we can call it mesh. Loop means mesh, means closed path is called loop or the mesh. Then write immediately, this law is the consequence of this law is the consequence of law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. Potential is actually potential energy. So whatever energy is supplied by the source, from there only we are distributing, and when you sum all the energies together, you get the energy equal to the energy supplied. That means energy is neither lost nor it is destroyed. So the second law satisfies the law of conservation of energy, whereas the first law satisfies the law of conservation of charges. So if question comes, you have to read the question very carefully. State the Kirchhoff's law, which is based on the law of conservation of energy. You have to write the second law. Or which is the consequence of law of conservation of energy. You write this law. Name the law of electric circuit, which is based on law of conservation of energy. You have to write this law only, sigma Vc, which is based on the law of conservation of charges. You have to write the Kirchhoff's, the first law, that is the junction law we use. Okay, now you see how do we apply this. Actually, we have been using it, but you may not be knowing how we use it. But I will just show you how we apply the loop rule in a circuit. For loop rule, the circuit's path must be closed. For a closed path of a circuit only we apply this one, not for open circuit. The path of the circuit must be closed in the form of a closed loop. It's either loop we call it, or we call it mesh, M-E-S-H. I'll just show you one figure of it, and from there you can understand. Suppose we are having like this. This is R1, this is R2, this is R3, and current from the cell is I, and the total voltage given is V, not here. You will find that I will flow here. What is the current flowing here? You say I. What current will flow here? Same I only in this direction. Here what current will flow? I, because I is running like this and going back to the source like this. Potential difference formula. If we have the value of voltage given directly, some volt, we take that value directly. And if we don't have, we have the value of I and R known, then we multiply V is equal to IR, and then we get the value of voltage. So I will give the name of this path, right? A, B, C, D. Let us give the name. I will be writing like this. In the loop. In the loop, we will give the name of the loop. A, B, C, D, like this. A, B, C, D, A. You have to close in this. A, B, C, D, A. Again, back to it. You can start from any point. You can start from B, C, D, A, and that, or C, D, A, B. You can do. Normally, we take the loop. If there is a cell given from the positive terminal of the cell, we will be taking. From the positive terminal of the cell, we will take. If there is a cell shown, we will take it from the positive side and we will give the name in that order. I mean, it can be clockwise, it can be anti-clockwise, depending upon the positive terminal of the cell. So just now positive terminal of the cell is like this. So I will be taking A, B, C, D, A. Close it by writing A again, like this, using KVL. Now we are applying KVL. How to apply? What is the voltage across this one? I into R will multiply, right? And I R. Order in the same direction, order in the same direction. Direction is not changing. If suppose we are taking clockwise this way, but if anything, if current comes in anti-clockwise, then we have to put a minus sign. So just now we are writing here plus IR2 plus IR2 plus IR3. Or here you will see this is the minus sign over here. We like a minus B equal to 0. We will be writing like this. If it is plus terminal, then plus B equal to 0. But just now it is minus, or here that is minus B equal to 0. Minus sign, if you say the other side, it becomes like this. IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3 is equal to V. That means we can take it. This is the source supplier of the potential. From here only we are distributing the potential here, potential here, and potential here. V is equal to I across, I mean, potential across this, potential across this, potential across this. So this is how we apply. One simple way of doing it. Suppose question I just give one simple. R1 value is suppose 2 ohm, R2 value is 3 ohm, and R3 value is 5 ohm, and V value is given 10 volt. One example. Find the current of the cell. We can use this method out there. Current out here will be what? 2I. You can multiply I into R. I into 2, you just write 2I plus here write 3I. Here I write 5 into I, this voltage 5I minus this one minus 10. Minus 10 equal to 0. Minus 10 I will take the other side, it become plus 10. So we can directly write equal to 10. Instead of writing minus 10 on the left side, minus 10 I have sent on the right side and giving a sign positive 10. Now calculate answer. This time with 10 I is equal to 10. The value of I is coming how much ampere? 1 ampere. And we can do it directly also. Direct method of doing is like this. You see, these three resistances are all in series. What is the total resistance coming? Total resistance add this plus this plus this. 2 plus 3 and 5. 2 plus 3 plus 5. The total resistance coming 10 ohm. Therefore, find current. Current formula is I equal to V by R. What is the value of voltage? 10. And R is also 10. The answer will come same 1 ampere. This was the method we were using in the lower classes and all, without thinking or without using this concept, without applying this Kirchhoff's laws out here. But actually it is Kirchhoff's law. We are using Kirchhoff's law over here part wise, and we are having the answer coming 1 ampere. This way also the same answer is coming, this way also the same answer is coming. But this is called Kirchhoff's voltage law. We have used Kirchhoff's voltage law over here, and this one is a direct method of doing. But in complicated circuit, we cannot use a direct method. So there we have to follow the Kirchhoff's law. This law only we will KVL only we have to apply. Then only we will be able to find the answer. Direct method will fail over there. So there the question only will say use Kirchhoff's law and find, or we cannot use the direct method and find out the answer. So there we have to go for the Kirchhoff's law only. Now, suppose if this current, this voltage is not there, we will be writing voltage value write equal to 0. There is no voltage, we write equal to 0 if there is no cell over here. So I give a question, then from there you get an idea. Question say write a simple numerical problem, and then we will do some other thing. Find the current. Question says find the current I. Find the current I, capital I. Find the current I in a part of electric circuit, in a part of electric circuit, in a part of electric circuit, in a part of electric circuit shown below. Two ohm, 3 ohm, 5 ohm. They have shown a part of a circuit given. This question is 1 year IC question. Like this is a circuit given and they are asking find the value of this current I. And they may give the name of these points. Even if they don't give, we'll write ourselves A, B, C. We say this is a closed circuit, closed. So we'll be thinking about the loop rule, I mean the KVL. First we'll give the name of the loop. We can give the, because this time there is no cell, it's C or there is no battery shown. So we can take it any ways. We can take that is A, B, C, A way, or we can take A, C, B, A. So any one way we can take. So it is up to us. Normally we take it this way, then the direction of the majority. If you take it this way, the two currents will be say 2 ampere, 2 ampere will be the same direction. And here the current will be in the opposite direction. So take it according to majority current. So I write here in the loop, A, B, C, A. Again closing it. Using KVL, using Kirchhoff's voltage law. Or to apply Kirchhoff's voltage value across the resistance will be I into R, bracket 2 into 2, bracket 2 into 2. It is in the same direction here, same B to C, that means B to C, same direction. So 3 into 2 you can do plus 2 into 3. Current into resistance will multiply. Or here if you do, it is in opposite direction, the minus is correct, minus 5 into I. There is no cell, there is no battery right equal to 0. Now find the value of I from this 2 to the 4 plus 3 to the 6 minus 5I equal to 0. 10 is equal to 5I. Therefore I value is coming 2 ampere. So here which law did I use? So I use Kirchhoff's voltage law. So this is the solution for this question. So these two laws are very important, highly important, and it becomes useful in many cases. So we will do some numerical problems on Kirchhoff's laws, both the laws, junction and the loop. Now write a question. Calculate the values of current. Calculate the values of current I1 and I2, I1 and I2 in the following circuit. So they are showing a circuit like this. Two ohm, 5 ohm, 1 ohm, 3 ohm, 1 ohm. This is 2 volt and this is 4 volt. This is I1, E1 and this is E2. And current out here shown is I1. Out here the current is I2. Okay, that is the question. This question is also quite important. This question has come in IC quite many times. Question is asking you find the current I1 and I2. So value we have to find, magnitude. How to find this is quite a complicated network. You cannot do it simply. So we'll do like this. First we'll see what is happening here. I1 will come here. I1 will pass without getting divided here. What is the I1 will flow here. I2 will come this way. I2 will come this way, and now I1 and I2 will get together. We can add total current become I. Here we are using junction law. current towards is equal to current away. That means we can write I is equal to I1 plus I2. Here we can write here I equal to first since I equal to I1 plus I2. Now I1 and I2 is coming here. Now the current of the same source must go back to the same source. That means I1 will follow path like this and will go back to the own source, and I2 will follow path like this and will return back to the own source. That means out here again I1 plus I2 will come here, again will get separated. Means I1 will carry on this way and I2 will carry on this way to go back to its own source. The current I1 will flow and will be returning back. I2 will flow entirely here and will go back to the source towards the negative terminal. So this is how we are dividing the current. And here we will be writing, we can give the name randomly, or either if it is given in the figure, you will follow that A, B, C, D. Here I will take E and F. There are two unknowns, I1 and I2. So there will be two equations. We have to solve them simultaneously and find the value of those unknowns. The first closed path I take, if there is a set given, we will start from the positive side. This is negative, I will start from the positive. This way you will take the first network. Second network will take it this way we will take. Second network. So I will take the right here in the loop, name the loop A, B, C, D, A using KVL. How did I write this equation? I equal to I1 plus I2 using junction law. If you write using KVL, it's good. Even you don't write, it's understood. But about this loop rule we have provided using Kirchhoff's voltage law. What is the Kirchhoff's voltage law? This is the across resistance 2 into this I multiply. Check the direction. 2 I1 will come here, and out here I we can write here plus 5I. You can write 5I or you can write 5 bracket I1 plus I2. It's the same thing. I first write 5I, 5 times 5 same direction, and here I write 1 into I1 plus 1 into I1. Minus 2 equal to, I should write 0, I write directly here equal to 2 directly. Instead of writing minus 2 equal to 0, so minus 2 I send the other side directly. Now we will simplify. 2I1 plus I1 will become 3I1 plus 5. I value will put here. I1 plus I2 is equal to 2. Simplify. Open bracket. 5I1 plus will become 8I1 plus 5I2 equal to 2. Mark this as equation number 1. Now another loop I take. Take the loop from the positive terminal this way. From positive side you take the loop this way. So now the second loop I write over here in the loop EB CFE. Again using KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. There also I am using Kirchhoff's voltage law. How to use? This is the resistance, this is the current. 3 into this multiplied 3I2, you can write directly 3I2. The same direction, all in the same direction, we will be writing positive. Plus 5I plus this one plus 1 into I2, that is 1 into I2, that is I2 only equal to, directly write this is writing minus 4 equal to 0, or write directly equal to 4. Again I will put 3I2 plus I2 is becoming 4I2 here. 5 and I value is I1 plus I2 equal to 4. We'll simplify. 5I1 I write first plus 5I2 plus 4I2 becoming 9I2 is equal to 4. Equation number 2. So we are having equation 1 and equation 2. We have to solve them simultaneously to find the value of I1 and I2. What to solve? I think you know the simultaneous equation. Make any one of them equal. So this is 5, this is 8. I multiply this by 5, multiply this by 8, 5 into this 40 I1 plus 5 times the 25 I2 is equal to 5 to the 10. Here I multiply 8 times the 40 I1, 8 times the 72 I2, 8 4 the 32. Now simplify, change the sign, this will go, this subtraction 12 minus 5 is 7, minus 47 I2 equal to minus 22 minus and minus and will go I2 value is coming 22 by 47. Now exam time we will find the, don't be considering fraction. You must find the answer in three significant figure or three decimal places. With the last number, you have to round off and write down. So I don't have calculator. You can check how much is the answer. Then that answer you must write in ampere. That much ampere. So that is the answer for I2. Now the value of I2 will put back in any one of the equations and find the value of I1. How to find? Putting the value of I2, I'll erase the diagram. Now putting the value of I2 in equation 1 will do. Putting the value of I2 in equation 1 or in any one of the equation, I'll put it here. 8I1 plus 5I2. I2 value, though the answer we are writing here in decimal place, but while putting the value, we will be using the value which came in fraction form. Right at 22 by 47 equal to 2. Now we find the value of I1. This impact will go other side. It becomes 8I1 is equal to 2 minus multiply 110 by 47. Take LCM. 47 is LCM. 47 94 minus 110. So 8I1 answer is subtraction. 10 minus 4 is 6. Minus 16 by 47. 8. 2 times will go. Therefore I1 answer is coming minus 2 by 47 ampere. This answer again we have to change in 3 decimal places with the last number rounded off. And answer is coming with the minus sign here, so you have to give a minus sign there. Answer also you have to write with the minus sign. Okay, minus sign tells you that the direction in the practical situation will be opposite to the circuit shown over here. That is the cell, another one, the first cell should be connected in the opposite direction. I1 direction must be reverse in a practical situation, but you don't bother about that. When answer comes with the minus sign, write the minus sign also there. So this is the answer for this question. Okay, similarly, if they ask you to find the value of total current I, then you can put the value here. I1 value we already found and I2 value we already found. So both the values in fraction you will take while simplifying it. So I1 value was coming minus 2 by 47 and is coming plus 22 by 47. Find the value of I from this equation. Then we have to find the voltage across this one 5 ohm resistance. Voltage formula will be I into R. This I will whatever come that multiply by 5 ohm because in the circuit the resistance was 5 ohm. So that way also the answer will come. I mean the potential difference across that. If that is the extra part of the question. Now the question says another one. Find the current drawn from the cell of EMF 2 volt, 1 ohm, and the cell 3 volt, 2 ohm, 3 volt, 2 ohm, as shown in the following figure. 2 volt, 1 ohm, 3 volt, 2 ohm, and this is given 10 ohm. This is the figure given already. And mark here A, B, C, D. These are the points already mentioned in the question. Question is asking find the current drawn from this cell and current drawn from this cell. This is internal resistance given 1 ohm. Here the internal resistance is 2 ohm given. How to do so? First we will check the direction. This current will come out like this I1. Here the current will come out I2. Now I1 is coming all this way here, I1 and I2 is coming here. These two current will get together, that means current towards must be equal to the current, and this current I mark as I. Again, I is I1 plus I2, we can write it here. I1 will be again going back to the own source, and I2 will go back to the I1 will go back here, and I2 will go back to the own source, here like this. Okay, now again we make two equations and find I1 and I2. You can write at first here I equal to I1 plus I2 as equation 1. You can write as equation 1. This is the first equation we have. Now I take the loop. Now take it from the positive terminal this way. First loop I take here. What is the name of the loop? You can write in the loop A E F D A using KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. A E F D A. Or we use Kirchhoff's law. First we see the potential across this one, 10 times of this. We can directly write it 10 I, and here we see nothing, but we don't bother. You should bother this also. How much ohm is there? Internal resistance we must bother. 1, so that 1 ohm you can consider to be here. 1 ohm you can consider to be here. So 1 into the current I1 plus 1 into I1. Internal resistance not to be neglected. It has to be taken. Equal to, and directly how much volt? 2 volt. Now 10 I will put here I1 plus I2 plus I1 equal to 2. Now answer 10 I1 plus I1 becoming 11 I1 plus 10 I2 is equal to 2. Equation number 2. Now I take another loop here, this one. This way I take. So here we see no resistance. Here we see 10 times of this. Again write here 10 I plus like this I2 into this, not to forget this, 2 times of I2 equal to how much volt? 3, so like 3. 10 I1 will put here I1 plus I2 plus 2 I2 is equal to 3. 10 I1 plus 10 I2 plus 2 I2, 12 I2 is equal to 3. Equation number 3. We'll solve these two equations simultaneously and find the value of I1 and I2. Let us solve. This is 10 I1, this is 11 I1. Multiply this by 10, multiply this by 11, and then do it. 110 I1 plus 100 I2 is equal to 20. 110 I1 plus 132 I2 is equal to 33. Changing the sign, this will go. This is coming minus 32 I2, out here is coming minus 13. Therefore, I2 value is coming 13 by 32 ampere. I think you got the point now. I2 value you put back now, and this answer you must change in 3 decimal places. Now I2 value I put here. Any one of the equation, find I1 value. Then answer. If question asks you what is the current flowing through 10 ohm, that is the combination of I1 and I2. So I1 value and I2 value add and find answer. What is the potential difference across 10 ohm? Potential difference across 10 will be I into R, capital I, this into this. I into 10, and whatever the value finds in that multiplied by 10, and then you have the answer coming here. So this type of problem also is very important and quite likely to come in ISC. Okay, by chance here only if they would have given the terminals like this way, though the chance is very less coming in exam, but if the terminals shown like this way, then what will happen now? Let us check it out now. What will happen now? Direction current will not be given, we have to mark ourselves. And if it is given in the question already, then we will follow the direction. Current out here coming out is I1. Here the current coming out will be I2. We'll take this I1 will be flowing like this, close path to go back to the source, and I2 will follow a path like this in order to go back to its own source. So now while I1 is flowing this way, I1 is actually coming like this, and I2 is flowing this way, I2 is flowing this way. They are in the same direction, opposite direction. Then the net current will be here subtraction, If the currents are in the same direction, you are adding, but if the currents are in the opposite direction, you have to subtract. Which current will be bigger? I1 will be bigger or I2 will be bigger? The answer is I2 because I2 voltage is bigger, 3 volt, and this is 2 volts. So this I2 is bigger. So here we will be writing the difference I2 minus I1, and what direction it will flow? It will flow in the direction of the bigger one. That is, this is the value of I, but in what direction? Like this. I2 minus I1. This way it will flow. This way. Bigger minus the smaller. The direction of bigger one will dominate. So I let I equal to I2 minus I1. And now then the current back to the own source. Here the current is also back to the own source. That is how it will be divided. Now if you take the loop, first loop, right, first answer I is equal to I2 minus I1 will write here. Equation number 1. First equation. Second equation, how to take? I take this loop A, E, B, A again. How to take? Here we are finding 10 into this. 10 into I, but the direction of I is like this, opposite. You are taking it this way, whereas the direction of I is like this, opposite, right here, minus 10I. Not to forget internal distance. Here, internal distance you consider here, that is that into I1, 1 into I1, plus 1 into I1 equal to 1 equal to 2 volt. I value will put 10, I minus I2 minus I1, plus I1 equal to 2, open bracket, minus minus plus 10I1 plus 11I1 minus 10I2 is equal to 2, equation number 2. Now I take this with the loop, name the loop, that is B, C, F, E, D. So if you take this way, here it is coming same direction, this one we are taking it this way, and this is the direction same of it, right? 10I, positive 10I like this, not to forget this internal, plus 2 into I2, 2 into I2 equal to 3 volt. So here also I will put 10, I2 minus I1 plus 2I2 is equal to 3, minus 10I1 plus 10I2 plus this one becoming 12I2 is equal to 3, equation number 3. Now here again we will solve the equations 2 and 3. We will solve and find the value of I1 and I2. Simultaneously we will solve them like this, like the previous case. So solve the equations and find the value of I1 and I2. That is the answer. If they ask to find the value of total current, that will become I2 minus I1. Find the voltage across this, that I into 10 you will do, and answer will come. So the two cells may be of different EMF, may give the current the same direction, or they may be the current opposite direction. Accordingly we do. But this internal resistance not to be forgotten. Internal resistance not to be forgotten. So these kind of questions you may be having in the book, or you can try some questions from the book. So this is called Kirchhoff's law. We are using Kirchhoff's law in the electricity. This is a quite complicated network, so we have to use Kirchhoff's law and find. These two types of questions are very, very important. So today I think our work will be this much. We will continue tomorrow with a very different topic. This is the called Kirchhoff's laws of electric circuit, and we